How's it going, ladies and Bruce's up? I'll be Sixkilla and welcome back to Danganronpa THH. Now, I think we're pretty close to being done with our investigation on who killed Sayaka here. We just need to head to the gymnasium and chat to, I can't remember his name, the fortune tellery dude. And also the programmer girl. And then I think we must be done finding out stuff. I hope. Although I'm not too sure I'm ready to point fingers just yet. Hey Chihiro, I was hoping I could ask you something.
Huh?
What is it? Before she died, Sayaka left a message. She wrote the numbers 11037. Do you have any idea what those numbers might mean? Like, could they be a code or something? Sorry, no. Chihiro slowly shook her head.
I'm sorry.
I just don't know. Okay, well, don't worry about it. Thanks anyway for trying. Even she doesn't know. Or could she maybe know more than she's letting on? No. Couldn't be. You're next. Hey Hero, can I ask you something? No, I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out now. I've had enough. Gotta break free. Hero, snap out of it. Huh? Makoto, what are you doing here? What? Does this look familiar? That's my crystal ball. But it's all smashed. What the hell?
What the heck?
I only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So how'd it break?
What?
Was it actually just made of glass and not crystal? That guy totally duped me. If it was crystal, it'd be even more fragile than glass. He said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. He said whoever controlled the crystal ball controlled the world. Was that all seriously all BS? Let's put that aside for now. So can you say without a doubt that this belonged to you? Yeah, that's mine for sure. I probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room. That means anyone could have found it and taken it. Thanks, Hero. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm almost afraid to ask, but how much do you pay for that thing? Everything I saved up from fortune telling for 2 full years. Came out to be like $1 million? $1 million? It's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world. That's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. I feel a little bad for him. Now what?
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started,
Here we go.
It's time for the long-awaited class trial!
I must admit, I'm excited for this.
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
The red door. The red door on the first floor. That's where I should go. Where I have to go. I remember that door. Alright, here we go. This is gonna be awesome. It looks like it's textured with like fucking sofa leather. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. I bet you were afraid you'd be discovered as the murderer you were.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. That's where we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both knew that all too well. But then, who is the killer? That's the question. The one who murdered Sayaka, is it really one of us? I'm gonna have to say Leon, because she wrote it on the wall. I mean, that has to be it.
Is everyone here? Okay,
I mean, that's a dead giveaway. If I was gonna write someone's name as I died, it would definitely be my killer.
Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Alright, let's go. What are we waiting for? Because I have no choice but to get on this elevator. Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
You scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mysteries surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. And all of us will die. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned, trembling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else is already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed and the elevator started to move. Let's do this. A steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
Oh,
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. He finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close, it's total shit.
Well now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up. He did what he said and found our seats. Otherwise we'll die. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease on anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. It's like the meeting at the end of fucking Survivor. You're gonna get voted out. Snuff out your flame. And so, the curtain on our first case opened, a deadly judgment. A deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. I thought we weren't a poet. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Save. Trial pre-prep. I think we're ready. Okay, well, let's open e-handbook, shall we? No? Set skills? Oh yeah, I do have skills, don't I? Robot Jock. Increase your truth bullet rate of fire. Effective during the non-stop debate and the bullet time battle final strike. What is this going to involve exactly? Increase damage to the opponent when statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Okay, that's... How many skills? We're allowed as many as... That's all the skills we got, so... We'll just take all of them. This is gonna get fucking weird, I think.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
Why though?
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
You got like a surprise witness waiting at the back or
First
something.
up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
So this is like Zero Escape mixed with Phoenix Wright. A real fucked up Phoenix Wright. It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim and then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Good luck and have fun. Have fun, I'm gonna die. Probably. Evidence of a struggle. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Correct.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
That's true.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Something was off about what was just said, because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation of what happened in my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different colour. If you happen to notice, that represents a potential hole in that person's statement, a possible weak spot. Those weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of personal statement. The truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots, so when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the control key. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
And the murder took
In the bathroom. So it seems the killer must have taken her by surprise while she didn't even have a chance to resist.
Like that?
That's wrong!
Are we good?
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Oh yeah.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Sayaka and her killer?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
Who the hell
you're
else?
saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
That's correct.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Kitchen knife.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. The kitchen knife. It was taken out of the kitchen. Alright, let's do this. I love the aesthetic of everything.
What was used to kill her?
Very cool. Very Persona-esque.
Sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Yes.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Not just some random knife, the kitchen knife.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Sorta, yeah.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
Shut up, Leon. I know your secret.
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Exactly.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere, just waiting for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Yeah, go on. For the first one, you can concentrate by holding down the space key. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will steady your aim, making it easier to hit. Okay. Concentrating consumes a focus gauge. It'll recover over time. Cool. Hopefully we won't need that, but what do we got next then? Aoi's account about someone going into the kitchen, or the dining room.
So I guess there's no
In the
question
middle of
that
the
the
night.
kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining room.
No, that's wrong.
Aoi was in the dining hall.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives are still there. But when I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives is gone. You're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
More importantly, who did you see come in the dining hall?
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this?
What?
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
That's possible, isn't it?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from
Well,
it.
they could help you kill someone and then you could help them kill someone and then you could both graduate, right?
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Thank you.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife, so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
Shut up, Toko.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the
They're
night
both
together?
girls.
It's unwholesome! But I'm a girl. You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Put your foot in it, dumb shit.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Was it Leon?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Was it Leon?
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Oh, was it... Junko? Somebody's not here. You talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who
Oh.
came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
She went and got the knife. Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Sayaka.
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
Yeah.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Did she kill
When
herself?
she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
Either to kill herself or as self-defense, and then the killer used it on him.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
It's true.
See? He did do it after all.
Shut up, Toko.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
You can shut up too, Hifumi.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna
Hold
die.
on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I would say,
Because
but I'm
you
Makoto.
see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Yeah, taking apart the frickin' doorknob in the
Bewildering?
bathroom.
What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes, I would like to hear more. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the mouse to aim and the left mouse button to shoot the desired letters. If you shot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, you'll run out of or if you run out of time, you fail. I don't know what that means. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be a crucial point. If we can't just figure out what that something is, what was missing? I don't know. We don't get a lot of letters to work with. Hair, that's right. Hair.
Now I understand.
The lint roller took the hair away. That's right.
There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
But you left Sayaka's body there.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Then we could have just gotten rid of the hair so we can say, why would we get rid of the hair? It's our room, right? Just to defer blame, right? I mean...
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then, Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
I don't think so.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
This is a better one.
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes. The killer struggled to get into the bathroom. The evidence that proves it is the doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
Your doorknob, bitch. You doorknob.
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken.
That guy's such a
See how the
doorknob.
top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
It's not the only choice.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
It's a little bit condescending, Kyoko. A little bit condescending. Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Go on then. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail and refute what they said, you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Good luck and have fun! Alright, let's do this. So this whole episode is just going to be the trial, which is awesome, because I'm having a great time. Trials are great. Can't wait to do more of this. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Yes.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Yes.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Didn't have to.
Shoot.
No? Oh, okay. Well, they didn't have to try and bust down the door.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Sayaka was first, she then fled into
He did bust down the door, but he didn't have to. Because he could have just opened it
had to
properly.
try and bust down the door because Sayaka had locked it.
That's wrong.
No, it's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right?
You're the one who
But
said
to have
that.
such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
So it wouldn't open.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
They swapped the nameplates.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know the door couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime they didn't know was... They didn't know was the crime took place in my room. Yeah.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific,
Say what?
what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Which was everyone except me and Sayaka.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
No shit, Toko. And stop opening your mouth, I'm sick of it. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Really?
What happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
When everyone's gonna die? Probably not.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here.
Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Oh, seriously? For serious?
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Why are they so mean to her?
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
I'm gonna make friends with her next. She seems nice.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so,
Not Leon, because he's gonna be dead.
well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
I don't know.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
She must have let them in.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
No, she didn't leave the room.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
I'm not sure there's such a thing as an unpickable lock, but sure.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
Knock, knock. Can I come in?
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
That's most likely, yeah.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
I kinda like him.
Oh, why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular. Because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... switching rooms, I guess.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Yep. Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
She said she wasn't capable of hiding her feelings.
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two, in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates and make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
I tried to look at that, but he said it wasn't worth it.
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note, Sayaka wrote it.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened. Huh? What makes you say that? Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yes, spill it out.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Condescending as well. Dorm nameplates, okay. They were switched.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Correct.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to
was
It
Sayaka's
specifically
room.
says my room. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
The killer went into my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is... It has to be because they switched... Yeah, I know.
Sayaka
I just wanted to
and
hear
Makoto
everything
switched
first.
rooms, correct?
Yep.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my I see. So it's something they would have gone exactly. The room that Makoto...
No, that's wrong.
Alright, we're good. This is a long trial,
The
man.
nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Switched.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Yes.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Stop saying it in such a confusing way.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well,
Sayaka.
of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Sayaka did it. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only person who knew we'd switch rooms.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two in 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
Well, not necessarily.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
You reckon?
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
There's gold on it. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist is broken with the false sword, fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
But it was blunt, so it just broke it.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop... Okay, yes, go on then. You're getting used to these non-stop debates. Yeah. Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets in your truth cylinder. but just like the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spot. Come on! Alright, you can press the Q key to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the Q key to cycle through each bullet. Or you can use the mouse wheel. Oh, nice. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. But I had it on medium. Yeah, I had it on kind, I think. Which I think is medium. Replica sword sheath, kitchen knife set, replica sword. Okay.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
Yeah.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
Right.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
If the person with the sword really did attack first, there's no explanation how a certain part of the sword got damaged. The sheath.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
There's gonna be an hour-long episode of this, right?
I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Come on, Mondo, you don't need to know.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Yeah, maybe she attacked first, and then they killed her to defend themselves.
In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against
So
an
Sayaka
attack
was trying to
from
be the
knife.
killer. And got killed.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No. Sayaka invited someone over, they came over, and then she tried to kill them. They defended themselves and killed her back.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then,
No, that's
after
stupid.
they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The palms of her hands.
I got it!
They're not covered in gold
about her
crap.
palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Because of the gold shit. Are you not paying attention, lady? For Christ's sake.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Yeah, she's like, hang on, killer, I'm just gonna wash my hands.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yes, that's exactly it.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation. Oh, there's no water.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
It shows. Be you.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Oh, harsh. Probably true though.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Why not?
Insult, obviously.
Yeah.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But
yes.
hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife
Oh, they're slow, aren't they?
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
That's why Kyoko said we wouldn't believe it. Because
we already
Sayaka was
said
the
that the
killer.
attack
Or the
started
attempted killer.
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if...
Not
she'd been
almost.
planning to
That's
commit a
exactly
murder
how
of
it
her
is.
own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked
Because we're
him
too
to switch
soft.
rooms.
As usual. It's how it always goes in the Zero Escape games too. I'm always trusting everyone.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
How much time have we got?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery.
Leon.
If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Alright, here we go. Dying message. Here we go. Let's do this.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Oh,
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote the message, and I can prove it. Oh yeah, her finger.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Or she might be left-handed.
Sure.
Who knows?
I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these
He's
numbers.
a programmer, not a mathematician.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Calm down, Andrew 19.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know. I'm far too stupid.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
My god, she's the only one here with any fucking braids. These are the ultimate people. I have you know. Huh? Rotate it. I think maybe I see something.
God. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
And it's Fred.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Yes. Not that one. No. Where the fuck is he? Hello.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around,
it says Steven.
It becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
I assume that means the collar, that.
I got it!
The shirt.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
The fact that she wrote the name on the wall in her blood is probably enough.
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Where it was disposed. Where the shit was destroyed. If we focus on that, the killer will become clear. Where it was destroyed? You're talking about the trash room incinerator, right? How the fuck is that supposed to make anything clear? He took the crystal ball and threw it at the button.
Shoot!
Looks like I just... No? How it was disposed of? When it was disposed of? I don't know.
Shoot!
I did it again. Okay, all of a sudden I'm failing. Okay, burnt.
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either.
With the crystal ball you can.
You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Okay. Here we go. I'm running out of hearts now. Yes, the crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to just...
No.
It's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
If you were an amazing baseball player with a really strong arm.
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball,
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was...
I got it!
He's a baseball player, he
The
threw
killer
it.
simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on? Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
So no normal person could throw a crystal ball so accurately.
The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
The ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
And I trusted you. You're not looking after my kids ever
A
again.
target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious.
You might as well face up now, my
I'm
man.
not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then, Makoto. Go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
We've been at this for an hour. Are you sure I need to do that?
We can end this.
Listen to me! What the
I need
hell
more
do you
coffee.
mean end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument is about to begin. Yes, yes, go on then. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the left mouse button, holy cow, you get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Good luck and have fun. Climax. Alright. Alright. What's that? Oh, that's the shirt. Okay, so... Wait, oh, I see. I get to pick a thing. She's hiding with the knife. He comes around the corner. She goes, rah, and he goes... Protect myself with a sword. Oh, there's more. How do I go to the next page? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see all of this. Where does it start? My room was the scene of the crime. The incident began...
The killer is you!
Is that right?
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back.
Shouldn't have picked our room, huh?
During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
Okay, I messed up. What is this? I don't even know what that's meant to mean.
Here's exactly what happened.
You know?
During the struggle, and that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered,
okay, whatever.
Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom.
Whatever.
The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence.
He's gonna have red hair all over the room.
They took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star.
Sure was.
The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Now Leon's gonna die?
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room.
What a twat.
You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt. And that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball? You thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object!
Of course not.
All of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence? The first bullet time battle is about to begin. Okay. Gee, this is gonna be a long episode, people. I'm sorry. But we might as well do the whole case in one go, right? Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you'll engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as a bullet time battle, aka BTB, BT dub. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Okay, it's a rhythm game now. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen to reach the center. Okay. Press the right mouse button to lock onto an opponent's statement. What? Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the left mouse button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Okay. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent if you can pull it off. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep going till you initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the left mouse button to shoot it down with a truth bullet, like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. Just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0, or you run out of time, you fail. Good luck and have fun. You might have to fail a few more times yet, though. Might have to fail a few more times before we can figure that out.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof?
I still don't know what I'm doing.
You kidding me?
No fucking idea.
It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me?
I think I get it now.
Not a chance! Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Okay, I think I finally understand that now.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
Screwdriver.
It had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought
only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then
Yours will be the only one open.
the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid! Stupid!
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it
Apparently
would
not.
seem we are finished here.
It's okay, dude. Well, I mean, you're gonna die, but still. Oh my god, I got a C for the last bit. But other than that, A all round. 74 medals, holy crap.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Right.
Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice? Or the dreadfully wrong one?
Everyone's gonna vote for frickin' Leon now,
What's it
except
gonna
probably
be?
Leon.
What's it gonna be?
Looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawada.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Leon. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't
You
believe
son
it.
of a bitch!
What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
No, you really didn't. It was kill or be
So,
killed.
That's why...
I killed you
None
first.
of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. There was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
Just... unlucky. That's all.
I tend to agree with him.
Hey! Come on!
You expect me just to accept my death? Everything became clear. The decision we made was right after all. But what I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up was really the truth, and the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But, even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. And if I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. You had one, dipshit. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them, and Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's it. Boy, howdy. The entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seemed so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand, really I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us, this is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that? All of it, everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma.
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it was gonna leave a bruise. You really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done. You need to let it go for now. Damn it. That was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill him.
That's it?
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense. How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room, came all the way back, broke into the bathroom and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder? No, that's not... Stop it. I've had enough of this. Are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka. Do you not understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him. If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation. The mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Did you awaken your sense of justice? It just so happens there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that kind of justice that's awakened? Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this!
Hey, come on.
No more begging, no more
now.
excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Hooray! Oh crap, we got a full-on animated cutscene for this one. Oh my god, he's gonna get killed with baseballs? You done? Well, 3 down now, I guess. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else can we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What is going on?
I can't take it.
Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it. Hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit to us? Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bet.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I don't think it's possible. I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, yeah? But if you do that, you're backing way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free from the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of this skill, your thinking will change, for sure. You think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever? What are you trying to say? I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there, just like before.
thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone's waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Just like that, he was gone. He left us here, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear. Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out. I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mysteries of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no other way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and you can't ask her now. Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought is how she could protect you.
So...
What? The fact she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. You know, she just wanted revenge.
Certainly.
That's one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was. She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure. It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward. Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? That's... I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile. By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How do you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well... I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. The fuck? That's what she says. Did we absorb her abilities or some of her personality or... Jesus, that number dropped quickly. Okay, that's really weird. I assume that means we're gonna have a save spot here, right? A despair bat. Just what I need to beat up all the despair. We're gonna stop this episode here because it's an hour and a half long now. I apologize for that, but I wanted to do all of that in one go. We're gonna wrap it up here, and the next one will come back after the save point and continue with whatever's happening. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking out for me, and I'll see you in the next one.